I'm Frederico Morais, I'm 29 years old and I surf for Portugal. My family kind of always played rugby, so my dad was a rugby player, my uncle was a rugby player, he used to be our national coach for our rugby team. Me and my dad kind of started this adventure because it was really new for him as well. He had no idea about surfing. He literally bought a wetsuit for him. He bought some fins as well, and I basically just grabbed the boogie board when I was like around 5 or 6. Started trying to stand up on the boogie board. Obviously back then surfing was still really small in Portugal. To find the gear to start surfing was a bit hard. Maybe if you take a photo of a lineup back then and a lineup today, you'd go, wow, what happened? Everyone was kind of surprised there was such a young kid trying to surf and especially with a dad behind trying to help him. Obviously this whole thing started with my dad. He's a physiotherapist, so he had no clue about surfing, but what he knew about was sports. He got me into boxing, so I had better coordination. He got me into gymnastics, so my mobility would be better. So he found all these things that he thought it could help me improve quicker and made me a better surfer. First year on the QS, I was Rookie of the Year on the Triple Crown. I would always get a good result, but I was just putting a year together, and it was getting really frustrating because I felt like I was working really hard and we were kind of doing everything right. Everyone was kind of, he's not going to qualify. The biggest fear I've had in my career was, am I going to qualify someday? Then we got to Haleiwa, I got second, I jumped to 10th, and that's when everyone kind of started going, but at the same time it's like you're 10th, it's like one mistake and you're out. So I qualified 2016, 2017 I had an incredible year on tour. 2018 I kind of struggled. 3 weeks before pipe I smashed my ankle surfing pipe and I couldn't walk. So my chances to fight for my spot on tour were literally ruined there. It was really frustrating because it just felt like I couldn't fight back or fight for my place. So going into 2019 after this was kind of hard and I was still recovering from the injury. I was really down and sad because at the end of the day you just feel like your dream's over. It was one of the saddest moments for me in my career. Started again 2019 with completely different mindset, looking at things with a new perspective, and I was super pumped to start the year. And I started the year in Australia and it was 2 first rounds out of the comp, so it was frustrating again. In the middle of the year we had the ISA that had a qualification for the Olympics. To secure a spot for Portugal, you had to be the best European out of the ISAs, and there's a lot of good surfers. I really wanted, because obviously the Olympics is probably the biggest thing to any sportsman, and especially surfing being in it for the first time. Obviously I wanted to take Portugal to the Olympics. That was my main goal. I was in a good mind space, and I guess it just went from there. I just started making hits, not really thinking about, oh, I need to beat this guy, I need to be in front of this guy. I was just thinking hit by hit. And we got to the last day of the comp. I was the best European. I was so stoked because, as well, my father and my uncle always said one of their dreams was to be in an Olympic event. And well, they weren't, but at least I'll be in one, and there's going to be Morais, my last name, which is my father and my uncle's name. It's going to be there, so at least we all feel proud of it. And after 2019, I won the QS, so I was back on tour. So super stoked for a fresh 2020 and super pumped to start the tour. And so I flew to the Gold Coast and I waited, and then we got a text from Renato saying, look, Snapper and Bells are cancelled. Once I flew home, Portugal went straight on a lockdown, so we couldn't surf for like a month and a half, 2 months I think. And obviously the Olympics being postponed, everyone was so pumped on that. We all had our goals and our, like mindset all settled. Like, it's such a challenging time that it's almost like riding a wave. You can't think what you're gonna do, you just gotta do whatever the wave gives you. I think nothing in life is easy, you gotta work for it, there's gonna be ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's not even about the results, it's if you can make someone happy, if you can inspire someone. I think that's the end goal of a happy and good career.